how to feel the music, how to rediscover your body, how to breathe, how to feel your muscles, how to feel each movement, how to feel the music, how to be present. There is so much that you need to develop aside from the movements.
So, hey everyone, namaste first of all to Joanna Saahirah, who is connecting directly from Lisbon, Portugal. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I am super glad, Joanna, for accepting our offer to come as a guest on our show called Able Nari. You're more than welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to connect with you, to collaborate with your project, and also to speak about the things that I'm so passionate about, as you will see. So it's really very nice for me to spread the word with like-minded women who are doing their beautiful stuff and being creative. I really love it. This exchange is wonderful. So thank you for inviting me.
Wow, I am super excited to, go on and dive deep into the series of questions which I've, specially written for you. But before that, let me just explain you the concept of our show. So it's called Able Nari. So Nari in India, in Hindi, it's basically women. And able means capable, and in India there is a saying of abla nari, which is about victimization, self-victimization of women. So I'm on a mission to eliminate this statement abla nari, rather replace it by able nari, because there's only a difference of one vowel. If you spell abla in English, it's abla, and able is able, so it's just a difference of a to e. So it signifies, it's symbolic that you just need to take that one step. And when I saw you, when I heard you, I was so captivated, I was mesmerized by not only by your profession as a dancer or an author, but then your whole persona as a woman and your talks and your knowledge. I was like, I have to invite you and let Indian women know that how internationally also women also suffer from few things, and how they are embracing their totality, the womanhood and everything. So once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, so that is all about Able Nari. Yeah, so Joanna, tell me, how and when did you decide to become a dancer?
When people speak my name, they speak about Egyptian dance. But I became a dancer very early on and very far away from Egypt, very far away from anything that has to do with Egypt. So I started when I was 5 with classical ballet at the conservatoire. So you couldn't have it more distant than what Egyptian dance is. It's really the opposite spectrum of the dance training. I did start very early, so 5 years old, it's very early, and I'm speaking about training. So before that, I already danced, or I did what I call my monkey business. It's not really dance, right? I mean, a kid with 3 years old, it's just expressing, she's just expressing herself. So since I can remember, I danced, I sang, I performed. I have this desire, this need to express myself. And dance was the easiest, most fluid way of expression for me. So it never even occurred to me, oh, this is dance or this is not. I just danced naturally. So all my childhood was spent studying dances. I started with classical ballet, then modern ballet, then African dances, then flamenco. My father was living in Spain, so we were coming back and forth to Portugal, to Spain. I watched a lot of Spanish dance. I watched a lot of flamenco. I got those influences into my blood as well. And when time came to meet Egyptian dance, I had already a huge background. Not only in dance, but in singing and acting. I was already studying to be an actress at the conservatoire. So when I was 18, I applied to be an actress and I entered, and it was more or less at this time that I discovered Egyptian dance. So when I get into Egyptian dance, I already have an enormous bag full of influences in terms of dance styles, discipline, what it means to be on stage, what it means to communicate, So when I get to Egyptian dance, there is an entire new chapter of my life and of my dance discovery that I think was prepared from the moment I was born. You know, I didn't fall out of nothing, out of nowhere in Egyptian dance. I came already with a lot of preparation without knowing that I was receiving that preparation. So Egyptian dance was kind of a surprise for everybody, including me. I had no idea what Egyptian dance was, and I had no interest in Egypt, nothing in my family that would draw me to Egypt. But when I saw Egyptian dance for the first time, I felt I had found my home. I felt this was my language. Aside from all the languages I had known and practiced from such an early age, Egyptian dance was like my soul language. This was the most natural thing that I could find in me. And from that point on, my life changed dramatically. I mean, in the space of 2 years, I was living and performing in Egypt. Everything happened so fast, you know. So a dance, it's really like a second nature. Mm-hmm. When I see myself from the outside and I realize, wait a minute, but this is also my work. Yeah, it's strange. I have a hard time. I mean, of course, at some level, rational level, I know it's my work, but I've always done it. So it's almost like someone telling you, oh, you speak, that's your work. I speak since I was 3 years old, so what, you know? Yeah. But yeah, it's like second nature to me, dance. I don't even question it.
Wow. So can you just elaborate it when you say that it is a soul, you found your home and it is a second nature? So what happens? Because generally, people do not, like, they fail to associate these forms as to, what it can convert into a being. So what happens to the body, mind and soul? How holistically, it can help your own being?
Okay, so I think, I'm sure you have to be very lucky with your teacher. Just as it happens with Indian dance. I studied the Indian dance, by the way.
I was about to ask you that never ever Indian dance form intrigued you.
I love classical Indian dances, Odissi, Bharatanatyam. I studied Bharatanatyam. I didn't go for it because that would be another life. You cannot do it like a hobby. I mean, you go deeply into it and it's like an entire life to master. But I love Indian dance. And just like it happens in Indian dance, I think people have to be very lucky with the teacher they catch, especially in the beginning. So I was very lucky. Why? Because my first teachers, and then the ones that I caught, were very special artists with real knowledge of what Egyptian dance is. So the first teacher I had a contact with was Priska Diedrich. She was a German teacher and she was teaching in this ethnical dance festival. Right. And so there were different kinds of dances and she was teaching Egyptian dance and I joined her class just as I joined flamenco, African tribal dances. You could taste a little bit of different dances and I just went on to her class for curiosity and she knew what she was doing very well. So she could guide you properly and she could show you not only how to do the movements, the basic movements everybody teaches you when you start studying Egyptian dance, but how to feel the music, how to rediscover your body, how to breathe, how to feel your muscles, how to feel each movement, how to feel the music, how to be present. There is so much that you need to develop aside from the movements. But in order for you to develop that, you need a teacher who knows those things. They have to know it first. And what usually happens, sadly, is that you have many teachers of Egyptian dance, even Egyptian dancers, okay, who presume teaching Egyptian dance is reduced to throwing movements and choreographies at people, and that's it. You're taught. Get that choreography, memorize it, and you're done. This is not what I understand for Egyptian dance, and this is not how Egyptian dance is taught. So this rediscovery that I went through, this meeting face to face with my own soul, with a language that was so internal and so old in me, as something my soul could remember, I think this was only possible because I had the teachers who allowed me to go to those places. Yeah. I don't think it was just my credit or my sensibility. It was real luck. You need to be guided. Egyptian dance, like every kind of dance, can be practiced in different levels. We can practice it in a very low commercial superficial level, We can practice it like sports. We can practice it like an art form. We can practice it for competition. We can practice it in many different directions and many different levels. So depending on the teacher you go to, you're going to have it in a specific level. I was lucky. I was very blessed because the teachers that caught me, and then the ones that I chose when I knew better, were the ones who carried the heritage and the wisdom of authentic Egyptian dance. I didn't lose time with superficial, uneducated teachers, which is something that happens today very often because there's so much offer of everything. And students nowadays are quite disoriented. So they have a lot of information, a lot of courses, a lot of festivals, but they don't know, is this good? Is this bad? Is this the real thing? Is this not? At the time when I started, there wasn't much to grab myself to. I had to go to Egypt. After I met Priska and this festival, I had to go to Egypt to get educated. So there was not online courses like today. There weren't festivals like today. The market was so small. But the good thing is that it forced me to go to the root. I went all the way to Egypt.
So your parents were okay with it. They never forced you for pursuing conventional professions per se. They were fine.
Well,